Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our channel. Ifeanyi Ejo, for the lead counsel of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, have decided not to keep his mouth shut anymore. He have decided to start calling out not just Nigerians but international bodies, call out international communities over issues that are going on right now in detention. The matter has gone, in a different dimension. The elders are involved. Some more powerful some hours ago, I said that there was some allegations going on that they want to bring down Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The elders are actually getting something different from the president, saying that they just might likely be an unconditional release. Of course, there must be some conditions to be signed and all that. But right now, the lawyers have decided not to fold their arms. That they've decided to move with so much, decorum and aggression. Before we go into the newspaper, I would like you to subscribe to our channel if you have not done so already by clicking on the red subscribe button. Beside it, you see a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. Many thanks for those of us who have already subscribed. Let's go straight into the news. Where Ifeanyi Ejo, for lead counsel for the indigenous people of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who is currently being detained, has petitioned the British, the American, the Canadian, the Russian, and the Israeli embassies in Nigeria over the solitary confinement of the indigenous people of Biafran leader in the detention of the Department of State Services (DSS). The same petition was addressed to the European Union, the Amnesty International, revealing how the pro-Biafran separatist agitator was abducted and tortured in Kenya on June 19 and flown to Nigeria to face a court trial at the Federal High Court Abuja without the presence of his counsel. The letter further revealed that Kanu, a British citizen, has not received proper medical care from the Nigerian government despite his worsening health condition, and how the secret police refused to allow his American lawyer, Bruce Fein, to see him in detention despite court order that 3 persons are allowed to see him on Mondays and Thursdays. It also noted how over 300 the indigenous people of Biafra members are being detained in the DSS headquarters without having access to families and lawyers. Ejiofor then appealed to the international community to intervene and deploy an aggressive diplomatic engagement or effort to ensure that our client is released unconditionally in the shortest possible time. The petition said, the Nigerian government should not be allowed to benefit from its wrongdoing. It grossly violated all international treaties. It is a signatory to the moment it scrupulously entered a sovereign state to kidnap or abduct a British national and extraordinarily renditioned him to Nigeria for a trial that is a sham. Ejiofor made the 6-page copy of the document and court document backing it available on Friday. It was titled Solitary Confinement of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, a British citizen, in the custody of the Department of State Security in RE, charge number FHC/ABJ/CR/383/2015, Federal Republic of Nigeria versus Nnamdi Kanu. The letter partly reads, "We act as solicitors to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, hereinafter referred to as simply as our client, a British citizen currently held in solitary confinement in the facility of the Department of State Security, Abuja, Nigeria. We write this letter to your good self, consistent with his brief and instruction. Our said client has informed us to the following effect, namely, that on the 19th day of June 2021, he was abducted at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, Nairobi, Kenya, by Kenyan security operatives and was severely tortured and dehumanized for 8 days. Further, that after he had undergone excruciating physical assault, he was subsequently extraordinarily renditioned to Nigeria. that upon being extraordinarily renditioned as aforesaid, our client was summarily brought before the Federal High Court, Abuja Judicial Division, presided over by Honorable Justice Binta Iyako on the 29th day of June 2021, and was by order made under the hand of the learned judge, remanded in the custody of the Department of State Security, Abuja. It is instructive to note that these proceedings were taken surreptitiously, without notice to us, and without affording our client the benefit of legal representation. That in the proceedings aforesaid, the criminal charge preferred against our client in 2015 and pending in the same court was adjourned to the 26th day of July 2021 for hearing. Further, that on that adjourned date, operatives of the Department of State did not produce our client in court and did not proffer any reason for his non-production. For this reason, proceedings which could have been taken on that day was truncated, and the case was further adjourned to the 21st day of October 2021 for hearing. After arguments were taken on the application, the learned trial judge acceded to our prayer and directed that the detaining authority, namely the Department of State Security Services, should henceforth afford us access to our clients on Mondays and Thursdays of every week. Subsequently, the order referred to above was flagrantly violated by operatives of the detaining authority, as we were not afforded access to our client. This was in spite of the fact that we caused the enrolled order of court to be served on the detaining authority. It was only upon the activation of the mechanism for the enforcement of orders of court by committal that operatives of the detaining authority buckled and complied with the order of the court. Regrettably, despite the fact that the court order referred to above was immediately enrolled and served on the Department of State Security Services, the latter denied persons whom our client chose to have an audience with access to our client. One of such persons is a certain Bruce Fenn. For the record, Bruce Fenn, a foremost American constitutional law attorney who doubles as our client's international attorney and attorney to indigenous people of Biafra in the United States of America, was denied access to our client both at the facility of the Department of State Security for 5 consecutive times and at the court. It must be pointed out that our client was diagnosed with a medical condition occasioned by gradual depletion of potassium in his system, which condition has defied every medical solution so far given to him within the facility of the Department of State Security Services. Furthermore, our client has, since his extraordinary rendition to Nigeria, been exclusively confined to a tiny cell where he has no access to any other living object except his handlers, who bring food to him. Our client informed me, and I verily believe him, that he is daily exposed to mental and psychological torture, all targeted at breaking his spirit and compelling him to admit guilt in respect of an offense he never committed. Right to freedom of religion worship is a constitutional guaranteed right of the citizen, clearly provided for in Section 38 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended. It is instructive to also point out that fact that our client has not been convicted of any offense known to law. That being so, the law presumes him innocent of the 7-count amended charge. Further, since his remand at the facility of the Department of State Security, Abuja, he has been denied his constitutional right to practice his religion. He is not allowed to practice Jewish faith. Furthermore, recently he is being fed with poorly prepared food, which ostentatiously is designed to slowly kill him. It is our further information that over 300 innocent members of the indigenous people of Biafra arrested across Southeast State are secretly being detained in the facility of the Department of State Security, Abuja, without access to their relatives and lawyers. We are respectfully calling for an aggressive diplomatic engagement effort to ensure that our client is released unconditionally in the shortest possible time. The Nigerian government should not be allowed to benefit from its wrongdoing. It's grossly violated all international treaties. It is a signatory to the moment it is still entering it surreptitiously entered a sovereign state to kidnap or abduct a British national and extraordinarily renditioned him to Nigeria for a trial. That's a sham. All right, let's meet in our comment section. It's quite a long one.